That's some good shit, dude. What's up? We are back in a new place, as you can see. We've been gone for the past 7 months now, I think.
Something like that.
Really, 7 months?
It's been about 7 months. So just to kind of catch you up real quick on what's been going on. The old studio we had,
we moved out.
yeah, it's not a thing anymore, unfortunately.
Sadly.
Sadly. It was great.
Rip.
So pretty much the past 7 months, we've just kind of been dealing with life mainly, and it's unpleasant.
Austin's got a new job. He's got a new job. I've got a new job. I've got a book that is in the publisher's hands right now. We'll skim right by that.
Yeah, and then I'm going to school, all that sort of stuff. Elliot,
just throw all that out there now.
Throw all that out there.
Nobody cares about
it's
that.
been, we've just been trying to find a new place, and hopefully this is the place. Looks very different.
It's gonna need some cleaning up.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to put into this place, but it will get done eventually, unless we decide
not to do
it. But
And we'll get another place at some point then.
yeah, so that's been what's going on. But yeah, so there's been a lot of, as you know, we're kind of pop culture centered, I guess would be the best way to describe
This
it.
show's pretty much pop culture.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff lately. I feel like one of the bigger things recently was the new Captain Marvel trailer.
Yes.
So for me, being the Marvel little slut that I am, I thought it looked... I'm kind of mixed on it. I think it's going to be good, but at the same time, I don't really care that much.
Elliot's hasn't seen it until right before recording.
Yeah.
So first impressions.
See, I really don't know much about Captain Marvel.
I don't either.
That's the thing, because I'm not like the biggest Marvel fan when it comes to because I guess you got those people that need to read the comics and everything for you to understand it all. But I know we don't want to go back onto it that much, but Infinity Wars, at the end of it when Nick Fury, he pulls out the device and it has the logo on it, and then it cuts out or whatever. So it's at first I didn't know what that was, so I had to look it up of what was that, and it was Captain Marvel. So.
Yeah, I genuinely, I didn't know either, actually. I actually thought it might be Adam Warlock.
Well, see, I remember when we were in the theaters watching Infinity War, and that comes on, I remember just seeing the Venom trailer and remembering cars being thrown, and I was like, I remember looking at you and going, Venom? Is Venom coming into play? And then all of a sudden you see the thing, and you're like, dude, that's Captain Marvel's logo. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah.
So the first time I saw it, I thought it might be, because I'm not a comic book reader. I don't really know that much. I'm just in the cinematic.
I'm more well versed with comics when it
comes to DC.
Yeah. When it comes to DC more often than anything.
Yeah,
I did start just reading Guardians of the Galaxy comics.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, which is they've been around for so long that there's so many variations. I saw one where Groot looked like a Lovecraftian monster, and then there's other ones where they all just look completely different. Gamora was white in one of them.
Yeah, well, I think the incarnation that they put on screen, that's not even the original Guardians.
No, they made that I think for screen, and now it's coming in. Some comics follow that format more.
But to go back, so more in depth, what did you think about the Captain Marvel trailer?
I mean, there wasn't much to it. I guess when you see it, I don't know how to describe it. You when you see it, you know that obviously that they're going to come into play. I hope that this movie, even though it takes place a little bit farther back, I hope it kind of helps us lead up to Infinity War, so we know where she's going from there.
See, yeah, that was my issue. Was I like the idea of the '90s thing, but I was just ready to get some closure with Infinity War.
Yeah, I don't want her to have one or two, or maybe 2 or 3 movies till we can catch up on the Infinity Wars. I
don't think they're gonna do
that. I think Infinity War. They've already said that Infinity Wars is it's gonna be in the next
Yeah, it's
5 or 7
Avengers.
years or something like that.
Wait, no, Avengers 4 comes out next year.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Oh, really?
See, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
Even, see, I wasn't even aware of that. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, no, Avengers
there's so
4
many Marvel movies. It's hard to keep up
I
with
know,
what's coming out.
I know. It is a little bit difficult for like somebody who isn't like really versed into it, because I mean, like, you know, how many people saw Infinity War that actually knew who every person on screen was?
And I do want to say this kind of gets into our next topic too. I've said it before on the podcast, the first episode. I'm a DC guy, and DC has failed. And after Infinity War, because it's been a while since we've done anything, so we haven't even talked about Infinity War on here. After Infinity War, I was done. DC has kind of lost me.
Did you go see Justice League at all?
Fuck that movie.
Oh my god, that movie.
Don't even talk to me about that movie.
But actually, okay.
It was okay, but there's just a thing about Superman that I don't like.
Well, that's another thing. Actually, we didn't even have written down. Did you guys see that Henry Cavill is leaving?
Cavill?
Cavill?
Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well,
he's stepping down from Superman.
No, I thought that they came out and said that was a lie.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
Because there was a bunch of sources reporting.
I don't know. This thing that I've never really liked about Superman is he's just kind of an OP character, I guess. In some aspects.
he's an OP character.
The original.
Well, yeah, he's like the original superhero. It's like
one of my biggest problems with that movie that I was watching something the other day that kind of showed it. Look at the fight between the Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy's team and Tony's team in Infinity War against Thanos. Look at that, and then look at the fight between the Justice League and Superman in that movie. Fucking going at Superman with a fork, pretty much. The Aquaman just goes and tries to hit him with a fork. And then you look at the Thanos fight, and they're like having like Mantis fall down from Doctor Strange portal and just flying by while punching him and shit, using your powers effectively.
Well, that's the thing that's like, I didn't like, you know, like in I'm trying to not go back to Infinity Wars, but like in Infinity Wars, you know, all superheroes on there, you know, they're obviously everyone's portrayed them as big and strong, but they're really having trouble going up against Thanos.
Yeah.
But then you go watch Justice League. I mean, obviously the story's a little bit different, but kind of the same concept. But you go watching Justice League, and all of them are like failing up against them, and then Superman comes out of nowhere and just completely.
That pissed me off.
And I was like, he doesn't like. That's the thing I don't like about him is because he doesn't. He's such an overpowered superhero.
That's real quick. That's the thing that I'm kind of worried about when it comes to Captain Marvel's part in Avengers 4.
She's just
going to come in and like she's just going to be the one to like. That's the thing that I'm.
But
really
I trust Marvel.
Yeah,
I trust Marvel way more with doing that effectively.
Especially with the Russo brothers. I don't think that. Because the Russo brothers, the Russo brothers aren't even the ones making the Captain Marvel movie.
Well, the Russo brothers fixed Tony Stark from being, you know, this guy who just fights enemy after enemy to this broken godfather of the Marvel Universe who is a family man at this point. Yeah. When all of his beginning movies, he just kept fighting these guys, and then all of a sudden, Russo brothers came in and fixed him and made him a character. Yeah. Made him broken.
Going back to the Henry Cavill thing, whether he's leaving or not, I just looked it up. It seems to be kind of up in the air right now.
Oh, really?
Because the first thing I saw,
I know Ben Affleck hates his life as Batman.
The first website that popped up when I looked it up was TMZ. So,
who trusts them?
Yeah, I don't think the new Titans is gonna redeem him at all either. It's just gonna
no.
Well, okay. On a more positive. So for me, I think I'm starting to look at it more positively. I really could care less for probably just about anything that DC's putting out right now. But a couple things. I think Aquaman looks decent. Shazam, I think, actually is going to be pretty fun.
Shazam looks like it's like that's where they're going to find their place finally.
Yeah, and then just yesterday or in the past 2 days, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker makeup has come out. Like, on.
It looks weird.
I
It just
personally.
kind of looks like your average circus clown.
Yeah.
Okay, but
like,
the thing, I guess it's an origin story of the Joker.
But that's what they used to say, but
Yeah.
it doesn't even look like the Joker, unless it's two different Jokers.
That's the thing that's messing me up about DC so much is they keep on replacing characters and bouncing the story around. It's like, where are we?
Yeah, it's convoluted.
And
that's
then
Marvel
is just like, here how it is.
Well, on top of this origin Joker story with Phoenix, I guess they're making another standalone Joker movie still with Jared Leto's portrayal as Joker.
So that's why
I'm like, that's what pisses me off is everybody's going to be confused. I personally am kind of like, after seeing the makeup, I know it looks like I know it's not like that, I guess, in line with the Joker's
it looks
makeup.
like they're mixing Jack Nicholson's Joker with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Why did Heath
I'm
Ledger
kind of-
have to die? I feel like everything would have been a lot better if Heath Ledger didn't die.
He ruined it for us.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of think, that the Phoenix movie, the Phoenix Joker movie is gonna. I think that might actually be somewhat decent.
I do too.
Personally.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor to play Joker.
Yeah, and like I think it's gonna be an
Jared
interesting
Leto
take.
is. I think Jared Leto is trash, and I love Jared. So before he even got into movies and stuff, I loved him in 30 Seconds to Mars. I idoled him as an artist, and then all of a sudden he becomes Joker and is just. He's just snobbish about it. It's like he thinks that he's a good Joker, but he's not.
Yeah, especially with the
terrible.
whole
Wasn't there something that got really pissed off because he had more screen time, but they didn't put it into the film?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean, apparently that's another thing is that like a lot of fans think that Suicide Squad
Was supposed to be all about the Joker.
Well, no, it could have been better, and maybe people wouldn't be less visceral about
the
Jared Leto's Joker if they actually gave him more scenes in the movie.
One of the biggest problems I heard was that they had the first edit for it was very dark and dramatic, and so they brought it, but it contrasted to the trailer, which was very upbeat. So what they did was they gave the edit to the trailer company and told them to make a whole movie. Gave it to people who make trailers and said,
Oh my gosh.
"Hey, you guys were very upbeat with it, so make it upbeat. Re-edit this and make it upbeat." And that's why it was trash.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest problem. I was very excited for Suicide Squad, but they ruined it.
See, I mean, I didn't love Suicide Squad, but I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did. I thought it was fine.
It's a movie
It
if you're
was-
looking for graphics, in my opinion. It's a movie if you're looking for aesthetic. It has a great aesthetic to it, but it has a terrible story beat. It's the beat for the story is just it's just not good.
I mean, I just think it's kind of.
There's one scene that really actually talks with has the characters give themselves up. And that's when they're sitting there in that bar.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just like you just are supposed to expect them to be together on stuff. And it's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot more that could have been done with that. But, I mean, DC's future is really up in the air right now. Well, like I said, Aquaman and Shazam seem like they could possibly turn it around.
I'm going to give you guys my theory. And this is the only way that I can wrap my head around the idea of Jared Leto and Joaquin Phoenix being Joker.
Flashpoint?
No.
Oh.
So, you know I'm a Red Hood fan, right?
Yeah.
So Red Hood, it was the second Robin in the in the timeline of the Robins. It was Jason Todd.
Yeah.
So he ends up getting beaten to death and killed by Joker at one point, and comes back through the Lazarus Pool from Ra's al Ghul and becomes Red Hood. But another idea that people have had, which does work with it, there's another storyline I believe where he becomes the Joker, and he has Joker marks him with a J on his face. What does Jared Leto's Joker have on his face? A J. What does he have in one of his arms? A robin. A falling robin. So, one of my theories...
I didn't notice the falling...
One of my theories is that Joaquin Phoenix is the true Joker.
And Jared Leto's
is Jason
Red.
Todd.
That would
That'd
be great, but I know that's not what they're doing.
I know that's the issue.
Like if that actually was what was happening, and I'm sure if somebody brought this up to DC at a convention or something, they'd be like, "Yeah, that's totally what we're doing." You know, and they would take that and run with it. Because it kind of seems like that's how they do it. They're kind of like, yeah.
Maybe that's how all their scripts get made is they go to conventions and people just fans just come up with a script and say, here's what I think about, here's where it should go, and they go, that's a good movie.
My idea is that I feel like they were thinking that and that's what they wanted to go with, but for some reason they didn't. Like, why would he have these symbols on him to show that he is this Joker, to give the idea that might be the possibility and then not run with it? I feel like there was the idea there and they just didn't go with it.
At the same time, though, with those movies, I don't even know if they, how much do the directors know the source material, though?
Oh, no, the directors, if you've ever looked it up, half of them said they hate comic books.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. I thought I remember seeing that. So
they don't think... the worst directors for these movies. I
don't think that that's any possibility on Earth.
And they always do.
That'd be great.
Christopher Nolan is not a comic book fan.
But he knew how to make a damn good movie.
Yeah, he knew how to make a noir film, a post 9/11 noir film, and knew how to work in this idea, work in superheroes into it.
It's like maybe they can be good movies on their own, but these are kind of movies that they have to connect to each other for people to enjoy them.
Well, and that's the thing. They make these movies thinking that they're going to go. They think that they're going to. They're making these movies standalone. While DC's telling fans, "Hey, these are supposed to be connected," and like Batman vs Superman would have been fine standalone. All these movies would have been.
They're fine standalones.
Man of Steel was a fine standalone. Yeah, and we all thought it was going to be a fine standalone. It was a good movie. And then they just go, "Well, we're going to work this into a MCU kind of, or we're going to make a DCU because
DCEU.
DC. Oh, really? Fuck that.
Well, it's the DC. Oh wait, no, the DCCU.
Fuck
DC
that.
Cinematic Universe.
Fuck that.
That's how it has to be.
I fucking hate that. I hate that.
I don't know if that's the actual rules. I'm just saying that's how it makes sense.
You know that anyway. Red Dead stuff came out. How do you feel about that? We're going to go into video games now.
Yeah, just go straight into video games.
Yeah.
I do look forward to it. I do like where the storyline's taking place, and I do enjoy how the gameplay is going to be. They did a couple days ago just announce that they're going to have a Red Dead Online beta, kind of like how GTA Online, you had to wait a month after GTA 5 came out. So
I'm really curious about how they're going to do that.
People complain so much in their Facebook comments about it. Please do not
make it
make
GTA
outlandish stuff like GTA does.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if online wise. I wouldn't mind if when I mean outlandish. I wouldn't mind if they had how they had their zombie stuff in the original one. So you could have zombie characters and zombie horses like that. Yeah. But I don't want anything outlandish
super
say armored wagons with explosives coming out the side of it or whatever.
Gatling guns on top.
Yeah, where you can just completely plow through an entire lobby with it. So but back to being the storyline wise, I do like how they're kind of turning into an RPG a little bit, where you'll be able to make different choices. I saw IGN was talking about because they got to play it. And they said, there's one mission where you rob a train, and then things kind of go down south for, robbing the train or whatever. And then, you have a choice of, when you get all the money, you have a choice of either killing the civilians to get rid of witnesses, or you have a choice of just letting them go and stuff like that. So
I heard a little bit ago they did, they had some testers play it, or some reporters play it, and they came back saying that it was very slow and very boring. Which when I read that, I thought it was. My biggest thing, and I think I saw a lot of other people saying this too, was that why it was that way to them is because it wasn't GTA.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're going to have a lot of people that play GTA.
They expect it. They expect
expect
GTA.
that.
They expect an old GTA, but it's not like that. It
'Cause-
isn't. Even the original one was slow,
I don't think
but fun because of that.
I don't think there was a lot of fans, or there was a lot of people that went to Red Dead because obviously when Red Dead when Red Dead Redemption came out, it's been such a long time since Red Dead Revolver came out. So like the fans for
I
Red Dead
completely
Revolver,
forgot about Red Dead Revolver.
yeah, and it's a
It's just a
completely
shoot 'em
different
up.
game.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But I feel like there weren't any really fans from like GTA that went to Red Dead. They just went straight to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
So when this new Red Dead comes out, people are gonna have like
they're going to
the
be
Grand
jumping
Theft.
straight from.
They're gonna have the Grand Theft Auto
in mind.
expectations.
Yes. My biggest thing though is like Red Dead Redemption was a game about story and a game about the world itself.
Yeah.
GTA is not like that though. GTA is about killing, about the excitement of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And Red Dead just has a completely different feel, and I think that's why some people expect this excitement aspect out of it when that's not what it's about. It's about
It's
it-
a slow building
it's a very
story.
Yeah,
it's
slow
not,
building and has something to say.
Yeah.
Which GTA does have some stuff to say about capitalism and all this other
Yeah,
crap.
but it's
I feel
more.
like GTA is kind of like you have this story, but it's just about these people living in this world.
Right.
Yeah.
While Red Dead is like the atmosphere is part of the story.
Well, but like how I'm thinking too is like Red Dead has something to say about the time that it's set in,
Oh, yeah,
and it's
that too.
and like because I remember there's the whole deal with that you got somebody who's a necrophiliac and robs graves and stuff. You can run into a woman who is being beaten by this man, and you can either kill him or pay him off and get her free, or you can just walk away and then learn that she died later. While GTA has this thing of making fun, it has something to say, but it makes fun of it.
Yeah.
When Red Dead has something to say, but makes you see the serious ramifications of the world that you're living in.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
darker is
Yeah.
kind of the thing. And that's what I think people don't get is that there's a completely difference. It's the same studio but two different games.
Yeah.
And people don't get that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like part of that though might be due to like, just I mean, I don't know how to explain it. For the setting of GTA though, is it, how do you keep the campy feeling and tell a dark story like along with that? Like so Red Dead, the world is a lot smaller obviously, like I mean like in aspect of like because in GTA you're talking about actual like time-wise, yeah, like
Yeah.
so I mean with
No
GTA,
cell phones and stuff
yeah,
like that,
so
is what
like
you're
with
saying.
Red Dead they can actually explore all those like avenues of a darker time, but GTA it's kind of hard to have the campy feeling to it, at the same time all the random city life, but make it a darker
Atmosphere.
Well, yeah, that goes into that they're two separate games
Yeah.
and two different timelines and stuff. That's the whole thing with it.
yeah.
That's why people shouldn't assume that
That Red Dead
is going to be like GTA.
yeah.
I think that, but yeah, going back, I think that's going to be the hard part is for
The transition.
Rockstar trying to make their. I think that would be that's going to be the hard thing for Rockstar is making their own unique game, but at the same time having Grand Theft Auto players want to go to it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to make it a Wild West Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
But at the same time, they want to please, their fans. Because 90% of their, probably not even 95% of their fan base comes from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Bully and Midnight Club and all that stuff. Like, there's people out there too, but like,
Which I believe they're making another Bully.
I feel like they've been saying that for like years.
Their
now.
biggest thing is like,
Yeah, that's true.
is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's kind of aggravated me is I hear people talking about, hey, release Grand Theft Auto at 6, and then I've seen like IGN saying why Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't going to come out anytime soon. It's like, do people realize that you got to give Red Dead its own like time? You can't. They can't just release Red Dead today and then release Grand Theft Auto
6 next year.
Next year or something like that. So it's like.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Even with like, Bethesda does that too. You know, and
that's how it is with Fallout and Skyrim.
Yeah, and that actually this
wasn't.
This wasn't really on the agenda for today. But I mean, how do you guys feel about Fallout 76?
That is one that Bethesda.
I think it's kind of their approach, how they did Elder Scrolls Online in some aspect.
Yeah.
Well, but my thing though too is I can't get into Elder Scrolls Online. It's crap.
Yeah, I can't
But
either.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the Elder Scrolls series, and then I tried to go play online because I figured, maybe the open world would kind of be.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than Skyrim.
Yeah, it's not even close. But the good thing about this one is that it's in the same engine, and pretty much it's Fallout 4 with online.
Yeah, that's
what I'm happy about. But then also Bethesda has been really making sure that it's not going to be a normal online game.
Yeah, I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm just, in general, I'm not a huge online player. I don't play online very much.
Yeah, I mean, me either.
So I the single player story stuff, that's like all I really
I'm a storyteller, and I like stories
like,
that make me feel something. Online doesn't make you feel that way.
Are they trying to turn the game into like, hey, this is the next Fallout? Or are they trying to do like how they do with Skyrim and Elder Scrolls Online, like, hey, here's your single player experience, but here's also your multiplayer experience?
That's what's confusing me too, and I think that might be kind of what's driving, because for the most part, I don't really think I'm going to pick up Fallout 76 anytime like soon, like when it comes out. It'll probably take me a while. Yeah, it'll take me a while. I eventually will, but I don't. It's not a huge priority for me because they are. It seems like they're bringing in its own story to it. Like it's almost a whole new Fallout game.
Well, it takes place at almost the beginning of. It's like humanity coming back onto the surface. It takes place before any other Fallout game, and so this is the first time that we get to see the world before it kind of chilled out. And so so it is its own kind of story. The only weird thing is that there's going to be no NPCs, so there's going to be no NPCs to give you quests.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
There's still going to be like death claws and stuff there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be death claws, there's going to be new monsters, there's going to be like, because it takes place in West Virginia, I think they said like Mothman's going to be like a monster that you can meet and all that.
See, that actually would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and so there's like all this kind of stuff, but I think they said the only way to get quests is either to find stuff, like find papers and stuff like this that tell you things.
So it kind of sounds like they're taking a Elder Scrolls Online approach.
Yeah, to that kind of aspect. Yeah. But but the best thing that I have seen is that what's the guy's name that he's the big guy, Tom something, I think. Todd Howard. Todd Howard keeps coming out at any convention he's in and goes, "Look, we heard you guys were worrying about this. That's not going to be a problem." He keeps listening to the fans. And he keeps showing us stuff saying, "Hey, I heard you on this, and we made sure to think about that."
So I feel like Elder Scrolls Online was kind of like a tester when it comes to multiplayer, because I know Bethesda's not the biggest when it comes to multiplayer, so maybe like they got what people like about the Elder Scrolls Online and what people don't like about it, and they're trying to turn that into like Fallout. Well,
because one of their biggest issues was they said, hey, you can nuke people on this game. You can find bombs and nuke people, nuke people's civilizations, and people went, what the fuck? People are gonna grief the living shit out of everybody. Nobody's gonna be able to do shit. And they went, we heard you, so now you have to find codes to do it. And they said
that still is kind of
and you can't, and other people might have a code, so then the bomb can't go off because hey, this guy's got this code and you've got that code, so fuck, how do you do it? Unless you guys become buddies. And then if you do end up nuking somebody, if you do end up getting all the codes and nuking somebody, that person gets a blueprint of whatever they already built, and they can just set down their whole settlement right back down.
Okay.
I did.
So it's like, all right, you guys
All
did
right.
it.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
I did see a thing. I don't know if I'm completely accurate on this, but I did see a thing where like, obviously there's like you have your good and bad. Like, if you're if you're more aggressive towards people,
Yeah.
you'll get a bad reputation or whatever.
Yeah.
But I saw like, if you kill someone or something like that, like your marker, like where you're at, will go on everybody's map that's in the game, and so they'll see where you are. So I don't know. I might want to revise that, but from something like that.
If that is true, I mean, I still see that as a way to where they don't get people griefing as much.
That's true.
That's the biggest thing that Todd Howard came out saying. He's like, yes, we do not want people griefing on this game.
Like,
and so they're really pushing different avenues to figure out how to make it
an
entertaining.
I'm sure when it comes out and everything, it's gonna have its problems.
Yeah.
Just like everything does.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bethesda, though it takes them a long time to push out the games, when the game comes out and people are vocal about stuff, they get on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Todd Howard's even the game hasn't come out yet, and Todd Howard keeps coming out saying, "I'm hearing you."
Yeah.
And that's why I trust Bethesda so much when on their games, is because Todd Howard, the god he is, he's like Gabe Newell half the time to people, comes out constantly and says, "Yo, we listen to you." I'm like, all right, good thing you're listening, because Bethesda knows that these are their games, but they're so big to everybody that they're kind of our games too.
Yeah.
And we care about the worlds that they're putting us in on these games. That's why Bethesda is always going to be my favorite publisher.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's actually.
I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks if you join us again. Thank you for coming back for episode 3
after 7 months. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So
show us you care.
Watching. Again, like 4th time's a charm, 5th time's a charm on this. Hopefully this is the place now. Hopefully this is.
Yeah.
We're still trying to find our groove.
We're still. I think the camera angles might change from time to time.
Yeah, it's
the background is definitely going to change.
Yeah.
Background we do want to change. So
this setup that we have right now is probably going to change, and we're going to try and find a new groove for it and everything.
Yeah. So it's all process, but we are planning on really sticking to it this time. We actually have a place. We would have had this up a lot. We would have done this a lot sooner if, again, we had a place. So we do now. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully we're back. We are back. No hopefully bullshit. We are back. We're in the groove. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
All right.
You don't have to worry about subscribing that much, but
it'd be great.
But you can turn on the notification button, so when we do post a video, you'll get notified.
That's a good idea.
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Ring